What I know is, I don't know much. A glimmer of something bright and gentle catches me right outside my periphery. A respite, a steady, tranquil presence whose gladness is wide as skies. I can see it. I can see you. And I reach, and I take one step and I lock my eyes with yours, bind my heart to yours, join my hope with yours. My hands are clasped in yours and I forget the whirlwind, leave behind what happened. I run for your invitation and I center myself on one thing. You. Press play.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me online for another Presence live session. Gosh, we've got a few in tonight from Shetland, way up north, from Russia, from South Africa. Thank you very much for joining me. That first track was out today in the Presence Project app, and that is called Press Play. And the words there, and the spoken word there was from Jessica Cotton from America, which is awesome. And the inspiration behind that piece was basically feeling kind of stuck in a loop, stuck in a rut, life just going over and over and over in a circle, in a loop. And I just want to press play. I want to go forwards, not backwards, and not be stuck in a rut. I want to go forwards with God. So that's press play, and that's out in the app today, which is amazing. So here we are, present session here tonight. Let's get focused on God wherever you are in the world. Let's just begin to take some time out of our busy lives and really focus on God, and together really just hear what He has to say to us. This next track is called Transform, which is from Presence Volume 1. conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is His good, pleasing, and perfect will. This evening, we want to be transformed by you. We want to be transformed by you. Transform, changes, so we can move forward. Changes. In all that we are, in all the different things that we do across this world, we give ourselves to you and we say, transform us.
Embrace life, true life. Embrace something bigger than the norm. Embrace the creativity of the Creator and add your colour to the Messiah's masterpiece. Reject conformity, reject second-rate living, reject a culture of corruption, and sow seeds of forgiveness into barren hearts. Embrace life, true life. Embrace rhythms of redemption. Embrace the paths of a perfect plan, and let resurrection run through these streets. Reject conformity. Reject the routine of rebellion. Reject guilt and opt for grace. And whisper words of hope into a culture of chaos. Embrace life. Reject conformity.
God, we want to be morphed by you. We want to embrace life. We want to reject conformity. And we want to be changed and shaped by you. For you are holy. And we want to have lives that are holy, that burn and blaze and speak into a society that we will shine brightly for you. A life energetic, and blazing with holiness. God said, I am holy, you be holy. You be holy. You. Burn and blaze. Energetic, blazing with holiness. Burn in us. You be holy. You. shaped by you. We want to be transformed. We want to be morphed. We want to be burning and set on fire.
Captivate me, life giver. Shape, fashion, and mold my reluctant heart. Light the gloom of darkened thoughts. Dismiss the immobilizing misery of fear by your transfiguring presence. Thaw my cold indifference and unseat the grip of winter too long tolerated. Sculpt the granite of my stubborn will, chip and chisel at the block of my resistance, and work the grace of your artistry. Burn and blaze, guiding star, through uncharted ways, and lead me to holy ground.
Let's just close our eyes. God, I pray during this next piece of music that you would open our ears to hear your quiet whisper, the still small voice of you. Hear you speak words of life into the dry areas of our lives. We want to be alive for you. God wasn't in the earthquake. God wasn't in the fire. But after the fire, a gentle and quiet whisper. Elijah heard the quiet voice, and the quiet voice asked, "So tell me, what are you doing here?" Elijah heard the quiet voice. And the quiet voice asked, "So Elijah, tell me, what are you doing here? Tonight, what are you doing here?" God is asking you that.
Even the magnificence of the storm roar failed to awaken him. Entangled by a shroud of misery, exhausted, angry, and so desperately alone, he was unimpressed by the raging wind and driving rain. Predictable, he thought. The violence of the earthquake momentarily distracted him, but too lost in his own despair, he remained unmoved and bound. The flames, as spectacular as they were, failed to stir him. He was no longer a prophet who dealt in fire. The knots seemed to tighten. Despairing, numb, he barely heard the whisper. Unexpected, gentle, tender. The voice named him, and he was undone. Let beauty be surprise, an awakening to tenderness, kindness, and grace, unexpectedly made visible. Let beauty be welcome, the joy of homecoming, an invitation to warmth and shelter, a place at the table. Let beauty be brightness, hope, and trust, the blessing of frailty and courage, the friendship of faith. Let beauty be surrender to the glorious wonder, the disarming majesty, the radiant humility of love lived fearlessly. Let beauty be.
Lifts his hands. We are here to do God's work. We need to make and get our hands dirty. Maybe God is asking us to get our hands dirty tonight.
I'm looking at my hands, holding them up to my face. I smell them, taste them, rub them against my cheek. I know these hands better than anyone, yet I scarcely know them at all. On the ends of my arms are the hands of God. If I were you, God, I'd change the world. Fill empty bellies, heal broken bodies, balance the imbalanced. find the lost, trip up the powerful, brighten the miserable, enlighten the confused. People wonder, why you don't release the hostages, quieten the gunfire, stop the bombs, why you don't get politicized, why you don't prick the consciences of those holding prisoners of conscience, why you don't topple fascist regimes, make everyone vegetarian, stop motorways erasing forests, fridges erasing ozone, why you don't end racism, sexism, ageism, sizeism, atheism, obviously. If I were you, God, I wouldn't have done things your way, opening your hands wide for this world, only for us to split them wider, seeing we could do with a hand and giving us both. And there's your spirit, of course, still moving over the face of the deep and the shallow. And there's us. This I would have done differently. We are your hands now, and we no longer nail them. We just tie them tight, knotted with a million excuses. If I were you, I'd move that spirit on us, change us from cynical to hopeful, cold to warm, indifferent to motivated, change us into people like Jesus, uncurling our frozen fists, spreading hands wide despite the hammer's risk. I suppose your way has worked. You have changed the world. But it's still hard to imagine a place called future, where dying is history, where the present can be seen in context, where the random and the chance and the meaningless are pieces you have fitted in a transcendental jigsaw, where tear ducts are only used with laughter, where your hands are indistinguishable from our hands. Look at your hands. Hold them up to your face. Smell them. Taste them. Rub them against your cheek. You know them better than anyone, yet you scarcely know them at all. On the ends of your arms are the hands of God.
Here's what I want you to do. Find a quiet, secluded place so you won't be tempted to role play before God. Just be there, as simply and as honestly as you can manage. Just be yourself. The focus will shift from you to God. And you will begin to sense His beautiful grace. Just where you are, close your eyes and begin to sense God's grace on you. There's nothing you can do to earn that grace, that love from God. You just need to be yourself. Be simple. Be yourself and sense God's grace. from you to God. This is what we want. It's God grace we celebrate.
My days are full of possibilities, none more exhilarating than when I cross the threshold of grace. Sky opens and space clears, a radiant landscape of belonging unfolds. And held, circled by love, I stand in sunlight and remember faithfulness. Warmed and awakened, I am stilled by wonder and breathe deeply of this subversive beauty. Grace never loses its power to startle, to wrong foot, to scandalize. Limitless and immeasurable, there are no strings attached.
Amen. God's grace is just incredible. Isn't it amazing that we can just be ourselves? And God's grace and love is, it's just absolutely fab. Well, we're coming to our end tonight. So thanks for joining me on the Presence live stream. I've really enjoyed tonight. There was a real sense of kind of chilled peace. Yeah, I love that. Love that. Great bit of action. Exciting things coming up. So don't forget to check out Press Play, which I played at the start, which is out now in the Presence Project. Go to presenceproject.com and find out more there, or check it out in your app if you've already downloaded the app. Next week, I'm doing another live session with a friend of mine called Simeon Smith, and together we are called Manatonic. And what we do is we get all the synths, we get all the keyboards, all the knobs, and do some twisting, and we just basically jam with our synths. So we're going to be doing a special live stream next Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. GMT, right here. So that's going to be good fun. Just get some beats going, get a bit of dancing going. That's awesome. And the exciting thing is, on the same day is we're releasing our first EP together. So that's going to be next Wednesday, something completely different tonight, but that's all good. And what else? yeah, I think that's generally it. But thanks for dropping in. I'm going to leave you with this blessing, which was written by one of the Presence creatives, Mandy, and it's called Masterpiece. So hopefully this will bless you. Remember, God accepts you for who you are, and God's grace is just amazing. So I guess that's the message from tonight. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And let me leave you with this.